welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, May 14th, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. A Vincentian Assistant Superintendent of Police in the Antigua-Barbuda Police Force and his mother were today each granted bail when they appeared before a magistrate in Antigua in relation to passport fraud charges. ASP Ray John and his mother Yvonne Nikki was each granted 50,000 EC dollars bail this morning when they appeared before Chief Magistrate Joanne Walsh. The Antigua Daily Observer said John, who has been on suspension since April 13th, and his mother were each required to fork out $10,000 cash and get two sureties to sign for their bail. While their case is pending, they must report every day to the Parham police station in Antigua. They had to also surrender their travel documents to the court. The mother and son face 5 joint counts of conspiracy to forge Antigua and Barbuda passports contrary to common law. John is separately charged with 2 counts of larceny in relation to infilling multi-layered sheets and patches, which together carry a value of 23,000 EC dollars, the property of the Antigua and Barbuda Passport Office. All the offenses were allegedly committed between January and March this year. The 47-year-old John and his mother, 63, are expected to return to court on the 11th of July for their next hearing. In early April, local police intercepted a man with 5 biopages of Antigua and Barbuda passports and a quantity of cash at the Argyle International Airport. The police here have been collaborating with lawmen from Antigua and Barbuda since then, as fingers were pointed at ASP John. The SVG police force is seeking the public's assistance in locating the whereabouts of Simeon Francis of Petit Bordel. Francis is said to be a person of interest in an investigation of a report of abduction, attempted rape and assault causing bodily harm. The police say Francois is to be approached with caution as he is considered to be armed and dangerous. If seen, persons are asked to contact any police station or assistant commissioner of police in charge of crime at the telephone numbers 451-2467 or 457-1211, extension 217. Calls, the police say, will be treated confidentially. A strong focus is being paid to the rehabilitation of patients at the mental health center to help with their reintegration into society. So says Sister Elizabeth Medford, head of the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center, as she spoke at an exhibition held last Friday in observation of Nurses Week and International Nurses Day. Sister Medford said the Rehabilitation Center has implemented skills training as part of the patient's therapy.
Right, so this is a part of our rehabilitation where we teach the patients different skills, so they actually, while they're doing it, it is distressing them. They get something to do, keep their minds occupied, and then when they go out, they can actually go on to making brooms and selling to get a little income. So it's all a part of the rehabilitation, and we teach them different things.
Okay, so you can say nurses are not just healthcare providers, but educators as well.
Holistic care, everything, psychological, emotional, physical, whatever, we're here for it.
One of the skills taught to the patients is how to make bamboo brooms, as one of the male attendants explained.
And then you take it off with a knife like this. And then you peel it. And then when it's almost, when you're done, peel it off. You take your time and you split them. Split them like this. And then when you finish, almost you can cut out these, take out these here, and then you start to split the bamboo like this. So eventually when it finishes, they finish the 4 side, you take a needle and you push it through and then it comes out just like this. Also, I teach them to sew shoes and other stuff, like cutting out of the tires.
Do you see like a difference in the patient when they go to the solid therapy?
Yeah, because sometimes some of them say, okay, I want to learn this too. When I go home, I could make $1, to support myself, so that's why.
The Fisheries Department is renewing its call for fisherfolk and the public to continue to help control the dangerous lionfish by hunting and consuming it. The fish, which is described as a prolific breeder, within recent years found its way into St. Vincent and the Grenadines waters. SVG-TV's Bavin Oliver spoke with one stakeholder who is using his skills and knowledge in the fight to eradicate the lionfish.
Fisherfolk and other stakeholders have been answering the call from the Fisheries Department to join in the fight against the invasive lionfish. Among them is Vaughn Martin, the manager of Serenity Dive, who uses his diving and culinary skills to hunt and cook the lionfish in order to control its population. Martin says he has been hunting the lionfish for over 8 years and explains the threat they pose to the marine ecosystem.
Because they eat all the smaller, juvenile fishes off the reef. So before you know it, if you can't control that, then you're not going to have any fish life on the reefs. Yeah, so they actually would eat almost 3 times the body weight in food. They mature within a year, which means they could actually start laying eggs within that year. And one juvenile fish actually can lay at least 2 million eggs per year. So yes, it's out there, and as much as we could get a lot of persons involved, because not just us, it's actually something like a livelihood, an extra way of, the fisher folks can go out and catch them because they're there and sell to the restaurants. So the more people that get aware of how tasty these fish are, because they're almost similar to grouper and snapper.
Martin says along with the hunting, he conducts a monthly fish fry aimed at encouraging consumption of the lionfish.
We've built this over at least 2 years now. Yeah, that we've been doing. We have a monthly fish fry, strictly lionfish. Yeah, of course you have your sides, buns, garlic bread and salad, and we have that. Over 100+ persons would come, and sometimes a different group every month that would come and enjoy it, who haven't tried it before. It's like, wow, this is great. They'll come back, they'll pass on the word, and also we sell it in fillets. So persons could actually, if they don't want to do it, we prepare it, they could buy it raw from us. Of course, as well from the fisher folks that are around. So you just have to, it's not something that you would always see in the market. Yeah, because it takes a lot more time to go out. It's not like you're just going to throw down a net and find them.
Martin took the opportunity to illustrate how to safely clean the lionfish.
You're going to cut the edge of the tail there. You're also going to cut your line around the edge, right? Another slit under here, okay, and then we also put a slash around the edge, just like that. And then what we do, get the skin, and we just basically peel the skin off. You just fillet the fish. There you have a nice fillet.
With more persons getting involved in the catching and consumption of lionfish, it is hoped that its damaging impact on other fish species will be greatly minimized. For SVG-TV Evening News, I am Bavin Oliver.
Workers at the Arroot factory have received payment after much delay. Manager of the Arroot Industry Association, Selman Walters, said that factory workers received payment last Friday, May 5th, and payment for farmers was still being processed. In an interview with SVG-TV News last week, one farmer indicated that they were hopeful they would have been paid last Friday for rhizomes delivered to the factory for the 2018 crop. Some 1,846 grade 6 students will sit the final component of the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, the CPEA, in 17 centers throughout SVG later this week. There are 940 females and 906 males registered to write the examinations after over 2 days. The Ministry of Education said the students will sit multiple choice papers in 4 subject areas, mathematics, language arts, science, as well as social studies, which has been assessed for the first time as part of the final component of the CPEA. On the first day of the examination, students will write mathematics and social studies, and on the second day, they will write language arts and science. The CPEA is administered by the Caribbean Examinations Council, the CXC, for students preparing to enter the secondary school system. The results of this year's CPEA are expected to be published in June. SVG-TV's news team spoke with some students from the Sugar Mill Academy and the Stubbs and called the government schools about their readiness for the CPEA exam.
Demario Dabriel, and I am very confident I will get into a good school, and my favorite subject is mathematics because I just feel like I do pretty well in it, but the other subjects are not bad. So my name is Luke Lewis. I feel I would do very well in CPEA, and to get into a good school, my favorite subject is mathematics, and I think I will get into a good school because I've been doing a lot of past papers.
Hi, my name is Halda Shong, and my favorite subject is civics, and I'm very, very confident that I will get into a good school, and I know that if I just keep working hard, that I can get into any school of my choice.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Gordon, and my favorite subject is science. I think that I will get into a good school because right before the exam, I'm going to make sure that I perfect science and all the other subjects that need improvement.
My name is Kaylee Robertson.
Alright, so how confident you feel about doing CPEA?
Very confident.
You think you're going to be able to get into a good school from the grades you think you're going to get?
Yes, please. My name is Lorian Richards.
Alright, and how confident you are on this year's exam?
Well, I feel good.
Alright, and what's your favorite subject?
Mathematics.
Alright, and how well have you been doing in maths so far?
Good.
Good?
Yes, please.
Alright, so you're confident you'll be able to get into a really good school?
Yes, please.
London. Alright, so how confident are you going into the CPEA?
I'm good.
Alright, and what's your favorite subject?
Maths.
Right, and how well have you been doing in maths so far?
Good.
Good, okay, and you think you're going to take maths and go to a very good school?
Yes, please.
My name is Gregory Clark.
Alright, and how confident are you going into the CPE exams?
I have to prepare and do my best. Make sure I take my time.
Alicia Vera.
Alright, and how confident are you going into the CPEA?
I think I'll pass.
Alright, what's your favorite subject?
Mathematics.
Right, everybody loves maths. How, with maths, you feel you're going to be able to take it and get into a good school?
Yes, please.
Your name?
Stephanie Arthur.
Alright, and how confident are you going into the exam?
100% confident.
Alright, what's your favorite subject?
Language arts.
Right, and you're going to take this language arts and, beat the world.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, principals and grade 6 teachers at the schools visited by our news team also expressed confidence that their students will do well in the examination.
My students, they feel very confident, and every year I'm really confident that my students are going to do that the best that they can. They worked hard. They've made lots of sacrifices. Mind you, a lot of them continue to do their extracurricular activities, which we encourage. But they're hard workers. They put their all into it every year. And of course, Mrs. Agard and her assistant, Mr. Antoine, they make sure the kids are getting everything that they need. So yes, I am 100% confident that my children will bring it as they always do.
Gone are the days where I should emphasize only on the talk and chalk method. So we have been using technology to get the children to like school and to enjoy learning. We have been been using like past papers. We gave them a chance to bring in the devices, and they work on past papers using the devices, and we get the automatic marking of the past papers, and they have been enjoying this. In addition to using technology to practice, they have been working in peers to get the work done. So sometimes they work individually, and sometimes I put them in group because I realize they can learn from each other. We teach, but children learn adequately from their friends.
Added to that, there is only one little concern really, and that is for the addition of the social studies segment to this year. So it's a little bit iffy, as this year is the 4th year that we are actually having that segment included. But apart from that, we are confident that Stubbs government will do well.
Lately we're doing a lot of practice, examination practice in 4 subject areas: maths, science, English language and social studies. I don't like the 2 days exams. Children should have, the previous exam was 3 days, was 1 day. And now it's 2 days, you know, so more anxiety in the children's part.
Right, but you feel confident going into this exam that you have students that will be doing well?
Yeah, well, I expect them to do well, really. I expect you to do well in there.
My name is Miss Kamisha Mori, and over the last weeks we have been practicing a lot. We have been revisiting all our topics and the areas according to our curriculum, and I think my children are ready. Just give them a little more encouragement and they will be there. Yes.
You know, they will be as confident as the work that they put in. Right, into the work. So we are looking for about, you know, 4, you know, of the 6 students. As I said, you know, the boys are a challenge to get them to show interest in their, you know, in academics. They want to do hands-on practical things, you know. So, you know, but as I said, if they go there, they have done the work. It's just for them now to, you know, go and apply what they have learned.
Carnival Beat is next. Welcome to Carnival Beat. Even before the official launch of Vincy Mass 2018, several mass camps are out of the blocks with their productions for this year's festival. 2017 Band of the Year title holder SVG Players International was among the bands with an early launch of their production, Legends of the Soca Monarch, Best of the Best. Creative Director Julian Pilling-Pollard today told SVG-TV's Nikita Tony that he's optimistic about their chances of retaining the title this year.
Legends of the Soca Monarch, Best of the Best. That's the team under which SVG Players International will be seeking to win their 7th Band of the Year title.
As they prepare for Vincy Mass 2018, Creative Director of SVG Players International and renowned artistic designer Julian Pilling-Pollard said that the main focus right now is to complete the 2018 production.
You're still not 100% pleased, but I think that in 2017 we were very pleased. We got through with almost everything, and sometimes there were little snags with people coming for costumes and not getting them on time, but in 2017 we managed to correct that, and we hope we're going forward with that in 2018 so that persons will have their costumes in an early time and can relax and get themselves ready for Carnival Day.
Pollard said that the team came out of a suggestion by band member Ricardo Puzzle Grant and seeks to give recognition to both ragga and soca artists who have stood out during the 22 years of the Soca Monarch competition.
Some fantastic performances and some fantastic moments, and so we're looking to highlight these, and not each of these fantastic moments would have won. I think there's sometimes when people put down very great performances but the judges don't give them the nod. And they are doing Who Am I from Bomani, I Am Soca. We try to give it an African feel. Fire Empress, who has won the Ragga Soca on 3 occasions. She also has 2 Calypso. Monarch, Miss Bowman had Boom Boom schedule coming. And we have the skettle. It's about the car, but it's also about the word skettle, and it looks good. We have Poor People Song, which I think when you listen to it seriously is a very, very great song. And even until now, it still is a great song. Kongs One Break from Scorpion. Now Kongs didn't actually win the Soca Monarch, the Raga Soca, but if somebody says to you Scorpion, everybody thinks Kongs. Sugar Mommy is a very big tune. Hans himself, you know, they always said that like Hans is the future. But last year we went to Barbados at Carnival. That's well, Hans, you're no longer the future. The future is now. Have no behavior. And that in the Power Soca was the breakup. So far, that has been one of the sections that is like off the charts. Everybody wants to play No Behavior. This island is mine, belongs to Châteauguay and the California people and the whole of St. Vincent. This island is ours. We also have Wild, which is Fireman, you know. Fireman has been in SVG players from the beginning. Definitely would be ending off with Wild from Fireman. We have from Skinny Fabulous, The Monster. Some people say The Beast Let Go. It's two different songs, but it represents that. The
creative designer said that he is pleased with the registration so far, and the band hopes to max out with about 500 masqueraders.
Some guys who, well, it's not on the board and we didn't have it, but everybody comes and says, well, you have to have the rum meeting. So we have the rum meeting on the side. I just want people to play with everybody, you know, play with whoever you would like to play with and who you can afford to play with. But if finance is a little problem, when it's always SVG players, and our mass really looks good, so you're getting value for money. We are going to have, you know, full drinks on the road. We're going to have breakfast. We're going to have little eats. So you're going to be well taken care of, and nobody enjoys themselves on the road like we do. We are the band on the road, SVG players. Everybody has a good time.
As they get ready to take Vincy Mas 2018 by storm, SVG Players International invites everyone to come out and be a part of this production. Reporting for Carnival Beat, I am Nikita Tony.
Mass bands and the Carnival Development Corporation are still in discussions with respect to a venue for Mardi Gras this year. And the CDC Chairman Ricardo Adams said a decision can be made by next week. Last year, the parade and judging of the bands were moved from the Victoria Park to Little Tokyo. The CDC explained that the move was part of an innovation surrounding the 40th anniversary of Vincy Mas. However, this did not sit well with a number of mass bands. In an interview with SVG-TV News today, the CDC chairman said that his organization is looking at all possible options as they continue discussions with the stakeholders.
We recognize that the masqueraders love a stage, and as my good friend Blondie would say, they've got a story to tell and they need a stage on which to tell the story. And it's something that we can look at. As I said, last year it was the first time that that venue had been tried. We recognized that there were some teething problems with it. We don't think that they're insurmountable problems, but again, it's the practicality of doing it, because obviously there's a cost to going to Little Tokyo and doing the refurbishment, reassessing. As I said, we're in discussion with the mass bands. We don't think that that the issues that they have are totally insurmountable. The question is really the practicality and logistics of going back there. We've got very, very positive feedback on the decision to go there.
Adams added that if they were to move back to the Victoria Park, attention will have to be paid to adding value to the Mardi Gras package to attract more patrons to the event.
I don't think that the deterrent is the cost of coming to the Victoria Park. I think that the deterrent is twofold. One, when you get into the Victoria Park, do we have a sufficiently full package to ensure that the time that you spend sitting in Victoria Park is valuable time? And secondly, when you get to the Victoria Park, are we making the ambience, the surroundings, the comfort levels what is necessary to ensure that the time that you spend here you enjoy? I'm also of the opinion that people are skeptical about going to Victoria Park because for the period of time that you're in Victoria Park, you're basically out of Carnival. Whereas if you do judging in Kingstown proper, it's very easy for you to interact with other people on the streets, etc.
The CDC chairman said that whatever decision is made about the venue by next week, he is assured that Vincy Mass 2018 will be a success.
We at CDC are not the makers of mass, we're the facilitators of mass, and so we have to take into account the views of everybody and make what we hope are sensible decision. Going back to the patrons, we need to focus on the patrons because those are the ones who pay the bills when they come through the gates in the Victoria Park, and to the extent that we can provide them with what they're looking for, that is the area of focus for us. The vibe on the ground is that it's going to be a fantastic carnival this year. In fact, somebody gave me a playlist on Saturday evening with 129 soca songs as of the 12th of May. So you could imagine the amount of soca that we're going to have. I understand calypsos are out, tents have begun, rural carnivals have begun. So Vincy Mass is off to a good start.